In the quaint fishing village of Waterisland, nestled amongst the azure waters, lived a young man named Jacob. Born into a family of fishermen, Jacob felt the call of the sea from a tender age. With a 6-year-old son named Ethan and a deep-seated desire to provide for his family, Jacob made a bold decision to leave his mundane job in the village's market and set sail on a new adventure. Equipped with little more than a weathered boat named Ethan's Pride and an unyielding spirit, Jacob embarked on his maiden voyage as a solo fisherman. The sea welcomed him with open arms, though its challenges were not to be underestimated. Navigating treacherous currents and battling fierce winds, Jacob faced each obstacle with grit and determination. With every wave that crashed against the hull of his boat, he found himself growing stronger and more attuned to the rhythms of the ocean. As the sun dipped below the horizon on that eventful first voyage, Jacob cast his nets into the depths below, his heart brimming with hope and anticipation. And true to the resilience of the fisher name, the ocean responded with a bounty that spoke of promise and newfound purpose. With the taste of salt on his lips and the wind in his hair, Jacob returned to Waterisland a changed man. Though his pockets were light and his hands calloused, his spirit soared with the knowledge that he had found his true calling upon the endless blue canvas of the sea. And so began the first chapter of Jacob's fishing adventures, a tale of courage, determination, and the boundless love that fueled his journey across the open waters. As the days turned into weeks, Jacob's confidence as a fisherman grew, and with it, his resolve to provide for his son, Ethan, and the village of Waterisland. Each dawn found him setting sail aboard Ethan's Pride, his faithful boat named in honor of his beloved son. On one memorable voyage, Jacob found himself navigating through dense fog, the veil of mist cloaking the ocean in an eerie silence. Yet, undeterred by the uncertainty that lay ahead, Jacob pressed onward, guided by the steady rhythm of the waves and the unwavering compass of his heart. Suddenly, amidst the swirling mist, Jacob spotted the telltale signs of a large school of fish, their silvery forms darting beneath the surface like elusive shadows. With practiced skill, he maneuvered Ethan's Pride into position, casting his nets with precision honed by years of experience. As the sun broke through the dissipating fog, Jacob's efforts were rewarded with a catch so plentiful that it seemed as though the ocean itself had conspired to fill his nets to overflowing. With a sense of pride swelling within him, Jacob knew that this would be a voyage to be remembered. But just as Jacob began to reel in his catch, a sudden squall descended upon the sea, its ferocity threatening to engulf Ethan's Pride in its tumultuous embrace. Battling against the raging winds and churning waves, Jacob fought with all his strength to keep his boat afloat. In that moment of peril, with the fate of both himself and his beloved vessel hanging in the balance, Jacob's thoughts turned to Ethan and the promise he had made to provide for his son. With a fierce determination born of love and responsibility, he vowed to weather the storm and return home victorious. And so, with the storm finally abating and Ethan's Pride battered but unbroken, Jacob emerged triumphant once more, his nets filled with the spoils of his hard-fought victory. As he sailed homeward, the setting sun casting a golden glow upon the horizon, Jacob knew that he had faced the tempest and emerged stronger for it. As dawn broke over the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold, Jacob stood at the helm of Ethan's Pride, his heart filled with anticipation for the day ahead. Today, he sought the serenity of sunrise, a time when the world seemed to hold its breath in awe of the new day. Setting out before the first light of dawn, Jacob marveled at the tranquility that enveloped the ocean like a comforting embrace. The gentle lapping of waves against the hull of his boat and the distant cry of seabirds lent an air of calm to the morning air. As the sun emerged from its watery slumber, casting a warm glow upon the still waters, Jacob felt a sense of peace wash over him. Here, amidst the vast expanse of the ocean, he found solace in the simple beauty of nature's morning ritual. With a practiced hand, Jacob cast his nets into the tranquil waters, the soft light of dawn illuminating the world below in a dance of shadows and shimmering reflections. Each pull of the net brought forth a bounty of fish, their iridescent scales glinting in the early morning light. But amidst the quiet beauty of the sunrise, Jacob also found himself reflecting on the passage of time and the fleeting nature of life itself. As he watched the sun climb higher into the sky, casting its golden rays upon the endless horizon, he was reminded of the importance of cherishing each moment and embracing the beauty that surrounded him. And so, as the morning sun reached its zenith and Ethan's pride glided homeward, Jacob carried with him not only a boatload of fish but also a heart filled with gratitude for the simple joys of life and the timeless rhythm of the sea. As Jacob set out on another fishing expedition aboard Ethan's Pride, he felt a sense of anticipation tinged with curiosity. Today, he sought to explore the mysteries that lay beneath the waves, where a world teeming with life and wonder awaited him. Guiding his boat to a familiar fishing spot, Jacob prepared to dive into the depths below. With a splash, he entered the cool embrace of the ocean, his senses instantly heightened by the sight of vibrant coral reefs and schools of colorful fish darting among the underwater landscape. Descending deeper into the azure abyss, Jacob marveled at the diversity of marine life that surrounded him. From graceful sea turtles gliding effortlessly through the water to elusive octopuses camouflaged among the rocks, each creature seemed to tell its own story of survival and adaptation. With each stroke of his fins, Jacob ventured further into the underwater realm, his curiosity driving him to explore every nook and cranny of this hidden world. He marveled at the intricate beauty of the coral formations, their delicate tendrils swaying gently in the ocean currents like dancers in a silent ballet. But amidst the tranquility of the underwater world, Jacob also encountered moments of awe-inspiring spectacle. As he rounded a coral outcrop, he came face to face with a majestic whale shark, its massive form gliding gracefully through the water with an air of serene majesty. In that moment, Jacob felt a profound connection to the ocean and all its inhabitants, a sense of kinship that transcended the boundaries of land and sea. With a silent nod of acknowledgement, he watched as the whale shark disappeared into the depths, leaving behind a sense of wonder that would stay with him long after his return to the surface. Emerging from the water with a heart full of memories and a net full of fish, Jacob felt a renewed appreciation for the beauty and diversity of the natural world. As he sailed homeward, the sun setting in a blaze of fiery colors upon the horizon, he knew that he had experienced something truly extraordinary beneath the waves. As Jacob stood at the helm of Ethan's Pride, gazing out at the endless expanse of the ocean before him, he knew that his journey as a fisherman was far from over. With each passing day, he discovered new horizons and untold possibilities that beckoned him onward into the unknown. With the wind at his back and the sun warming his face, Jacob set sail once more, his heart filled with a sense of adventure and excitement for the future that lay ahead. Guided by the wisdom of the sea and the lessons learned from his countless fishing expeditions, he charted a course toward new destinations and uncharted waters. Along the way, Jacob encountered challenges and triumphs, moments of joy and moments of sorrow, each one shaping him into the fisherman he was meant to be. From weathering fierce storms to forging unexpected friendships with fellow seafarers, he embraced each experience with a spirit of resilience and determination. And through it all, Jacob remained ever mindful of the legacy he hoped to leave behind for his son, Ethan, and the generations of fishermen who would come after him. With each catch of the day and each story shared around the hearth, he sought to impart the wisdom and passion that had guided him on his own journey. As the sun dipped below the horizon on another day at sea, casting its golden rays upon the endless blue, Jacob knew that he was exactly where he was meant to be, on the open waters, with the salt in his veins and the wind in his sails, a fisherman through and through. And so, as Jacob's story draws to a close, we bid farewell to the brave and adventurous soul who dared to follow his dreams and chart his own course across the vast expanse of the ocean. May his legacy live on in the hearts of all who hear his tale, inspiring them to embrace the unknown and journey ever onward into the great unknown. Years passed, and Jacob's name became legendary in Water Island. His tales of adventure, courage, and wisdom were woven into the fabric of the village, inspiring young and old alike. But as Jacob grew older, his thoughts turned to the legacy he would leave behind for his son, Ethan. One crisp morning, Jacob called Ethan to join him on Ethan's pride. Now a young man, Ethan had grown up with his father's stories, learning the ways of the sea from a young age. Today, however, was different. Today, Jacob would pass on the torch. Together, they sailed to Jacob's favorite fishing spot, a place rich with memories and lessons. As they cast their nets, Jacob shared his most cherished wisdom with Ethan. He spoke of the sea's beauty and danger, of respecting nature and understanding its rhythms, and of the importance of perseverance and courage. Ethan listened intently, absorbing each word. He had always admired his father, but today, he felt a deeper connection to the man who had shaped his life with unwavering love and guidance. As the sun climbed higher, Jacob and Ethan pulled in their nets, brimming with a bountiful catch. The day was a reflection of Jacob's own journey, filled with hard work, respect for the ocean, and the rewards that come from living with purpose and passion. With the boat anchored and the catch secured, Jacob handed Ethan a small, weathered journal. Inside were notes, sketches, and reflections from Jacob's many years at sea. "This is your guide," Jacob said, "but also your own story to write. The sea has its challenges, but it also holds endless possibilities. Follow your heart, and you'll always find your way." Ethan accepted the journal with reverence, understanding the significance of his father's words. As they sailed back to Water Island, the sun set in a blaze of colors, symbolizing the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Back in the village, Jacob's stories continued to inspire. The villagers gathered to hear of his and Ethan's adventures, finding hope and wisdom in their tales. Jacob knew that his legacy was secure, not just in the journal he passed to Ethan, but in the hearts of all who heard his story. And so, the legend of Jacob the fisherman lived on, a testament to the power of dreams, the beauty of the ocean, and the enduring bond between father and son. As Ethan set out on his own adventures, he carried with him the spirit of his father, ready to chart his own course across the endless sea. As Ethan grew more confident in his abilities, the time came for him to embark on his first solo voyage aboard Ethan's Pride. The boat, now a symbol of his father's legacy and his own burgeoning skills, felt like a steadfast companion as he prepared for this significant journey. With Jacob watching from the shore, pride and a touch of apprehension in his eyes, Ethan set sail into the open sea. The villagers of Water Island gathered to see him off, their cheers and well-wishes filling the air with a sense of community and support. Ethan's heart swelled with a mix of excitement and nervousness as he navigated the familiar waters. He had learned from the best, but this voyage was about proving to himself that he could uphold the family tradition and carve out his own path as a fisherman. As the days passed, Ethan encountered many of the same challenges his father had faced: unpredictable weather, tricky currents, and the ever-present task of finding the best fishing spots. He approached each obstacle with a calm determination, recalling his father's teachings and the wisdom contained within the journal. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow across the waves, Ethan experienced a moment of profound connection to the sea. It was as if the ocean itself recognized his efforts, rewarding him with a bountiful catch that filled his nets to the brim. But the journey was far from over. On the return trip, Ethan faced a sudden and violent storm. The sky darkened, and the wind howled with a fury that tested his resolve. Remembering his father's stories of resilience, Ethan steered Ethan's Pride with a steady hand, navigating through the tumult with a mixture of fear and fierce determination. As the storm subsided, Ethan felt a surge of triumph and relief. He had weathered the tempest and proven his mettle. The lessons his father had imparted, combined with his own instincts and courage, had guided him safely through the ordeal. Returning to Water Island, Ethan was met with cheers and admiration. Jacob, with tears of pride in his eyes, embraced his son, recognizing in him the qualities that made a true fisherman: bravery, wisdom, and an unbreakable spirit. Ethan's first solo voyage was more than just a rite of passage. It was the beginning of a new chapter in the Fisher family's legacy. As the villagers gathered to hear his tales, they saw in Ethan the continuation of a tradition that honored the sea and celebrated the courage of those who dared to sail its vast expanse. Ethan's confidence as a fisherman continued to grow, but his curiosity about the ocean's many mysteries was insatiable. One day, while studying his father's journal, he came across a faded map detailing a hidden lagoon said to be teeming with fish and guarded by natural barriers. Intrigued, Ethan decided it was time to seek out this mysterious place. Setting sail aboard Ethan's Pride, Ethan felt a thrill of adventure coursing through him. The journey would take him far from the familiar waters of Waterisland and into uncharted territory. With supplies carefully packed and the map as his guide, he navigated towards the lagoon, eager to uncover its secrets. Days turned into nights as Ethan sailed through calm seas and turbulent waters alike. He followed the clues in the journal, each page revealing more about the lagoon's location and the challenges he might face. The anticipation grew with each passing mile, fueling his determination. Eventually, Ethan found himself in a region where the ocean seemed to shift in color and texture, a sign that he was nearing his destination. The lagoon was said to be hidden behind a ring of jagged rocks and coral reefs, making it nearly inaccessible. Using his skills and intuition, Ethan carefully maneuvered Ethan's Pride through the narrow passages, avoiding the sharp rocks that could easily tear the hull apart. As he rounded a final bend, the lagoon came into view. It was a breathtaking sight, crystal clear water surrounded by lush greenery and vibrant coral formations. The fish here were abundant, their scales shimmering like jewels beneath the surface. Ethan knew he had found a treasure trove, a place that would greatly benefit his village. Eagerly, he cast his nets, and as they filled with fish, he felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The lagoon was everything his father's journal had promised and more. Yet, as he worked, Ethan also noticed something curious. The lagoon seemed almost untouched by humans, a pristine ecosystem that had thrived in isolation. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the serene waters, Ethan decided to stay the night. He anchored Ethan's Pride and set up camp on a small, sandy shore. Sitting by the fire, he reflected on the significance of his discovery. This place was a hidden gem, but it also came with the responsibility to protect and preserve its natural beauty. The next morning, Ethan prepared to leave the lagoon, his boat laden with a bountiful catch. He knew he had to share the location with his father and the villagers, but he also understood the importance of approaching this discovery with care. The lagoon could provide for Waterisland for generations, but only if it was respected and sustainably fished. Sailing back home, Ethan felt a deep connection to the ocean and a renewed sense of purpose. He had not only uncovered a hidden treasure but had also learned the value of stewardship and the delicate balance between man and nature. Ethan returned to Waterisland with stories of the lagoon, his boat filled with an extraordinary catch. The villagers listened in awe as he described his journey. Jacob, beaming with pride, saw that Ethan had embraced respect and stewardship for the sea. Together, they implemented sustainable fishing practices for the lagoon, ensuring its preservation. The village thrived, enjoying a stable and prosperous life due to their collective efforts. To celebrate, Waterisland organized a grand festival. The community gathered to honor Jacob and Ethan, celebrating their achievements and unity. Jacob addressed the crowd, highlighting the importance of respect for nature and the legacy they were building. During the festivities, Jacob and Ethan shared a quiet moment. "I'm proud of you, Ethan," Jacob said. "You've become a leader and a guardian of our home." Ethan smiled. "I learned from the best," he replied, gazing at the sea that had given them so much. Their story, rich with adventure and wisdom, continued to inspire the village. As they stood together, ready for the future, their bond and legacy shone brightly, a testament to their love and resilience. And thus concludes the tale of Jacob and Ethan. May their story inspire you to cherish your heritage, protect the natural world, and find joy in the journey. Until we meet again, may your days be filled with adventure and peace. Farewell.